And I'm Philip McIntosh, and we are both teachers here at Challenger Middle School in Colorado Springs. And we're here today to tell you a little bit about what we call our personal learning and creation time, which some people call 20% time, or I've recently heard it called Genius Hour. But it's a chance that we give our kids during the week to study and learn or make something that they are personally very interested in.
But before we get into all of that, let's take a look at some of the things that our students have created this year.
This student learned origami by watching YouTube videos.
These two students made models of robots using whatever they could find.
This pair constructed a model of the Eiffel Tower from popsicle sticks and Play-Doh.
And this young man made a fly fishing rod using wooden dowels and other things he found around the house.
This athlete studied and made a poster about the human knee.
These two students made a sculpture of a ballerina in their garage with their dad's help. Sometimes the kids do have some trouble coming up with what they might want to create. I mean, let's face it, for their whole school career, they've been told what they're going to learn, how they need to learn it, where they're going to find their information. So when they have free reign, they might have some trouble. So Mr. McIntosh has come up with a great resource to kind of guide the kids who maybe have some trouble finding that inspiration.
Yeah, in the first year, I created an Instructable about personal learning and creation time and posted it at the Instructables website. So let's take a real quick look at it now. Okay, this is the Instructable at the instructables.com website. You see the URL there, should you care to visit it. And we can just sort of hit the highlights of it here, so if you really want to bear down on it, you're going to have to visit that website, and we'll show the URL again later. This Instructable talks about the steps that we kind of follow to try to get kids going on this process. The first one is to inspire them, and to do that we try to show them that we ourselves are creators of stuff, bring in inventors and product developers, and we'll see a little bit more about that later. And we also try to show them what other people are doing in terms of projects and ideas that they might have. The second part of this document is the planning phase, which we describe, and also we have a form that we use to do that to help kids organize their thoughts and to maybe come up with some ideas. We only do this like 1 hour a week, which is not really enough, but you got to start somewhere, and it's really amazing how much you can accomplish if you stick with it over the long run. Part A of the form is a brainstorming sort of form where they get to write down what they're interested in, and then Part B, it sort of fleshes it out in a little bit more detail. And Part 3 is the do part of the process, which in this document we kind of give some instructions based on our experience about how to run a class and how to keep things more or less moving in the direction that you want to, and also how to kind of get kids going who seem to be somewhat resistant to the idea. We've got a few tips and tricks there that you might want to try. And finally, on the last page here, we offer some additional resources for people that would like to try personal learning and creation. We've got some links there to other websites that people have and blogs about this topic. There's the links to our planning forms, which are available in 3 different formats, and some of our inspirational videos.
We also stocked our room with various modeling and construction kits like this one from Russia.
And here you see some kids working on that erector set kit. Also, we have an electronics experimentation kit that kids use to learn something about electronics.
And this is the Zome 3-dimensional modeling kit.
Wow!
Totally. This student had an interest in learning how to paint, so she got some canvases and acrylic paints and came up with 3 very cute original paintings.
This young man took flying lessons and then came to school and told the class about aeronautics.
This student lost her stylus, so she figured out how to make a new one.
And here she is demonstrating it for the class and explaining why it had to be electrically conductive.
This student composed her own original composition, which she then played for the class. Afterwards, she made her own flute made out of wood.
Here we see a shoe design realized in duct tape.
Even popsicle stick boats can be very creative.
In another duct tape project, this student made a very large and colorful flower. We were thinking it possibly might have been the world's largest duct tape flower, but we looked it up, and sadly, it wasn't.
This student wanted to learn how to bake, so through several different experiments, she came up with her own 20% red velvet cake that was very tasty. We also like to show the kids some videos that other people have created to kind of give them a feel for what other people have done. Thank you.
Yeah, and one of the ones we found is pretty good is Sylvia's Mini Maker Show, because she's just a young, enthusiastic kid that likes to make stuff. And so here's an example of what she does.
Sylvia's super awesome Mini Maker Show! Yeah! Welcome to Sylvia's Super Awesome Mini Maker Show, Season 3, Episode 1. On this episode, we're going to look deep into your body to find out what makes you tick. It's your heart, but we don't need to cut you open to learn more about it. All we need is a little green light. Today we'll be making an Arduino-based pendant that flashes to your heartbeat with a super awesome open source pulse sensor. Let's go! For this bloodtastic build, we will need an Arduino. I'll be using the ProtoSnap LilyPad development board available from the Maker Shed, but any kind will do, 3 or 5 volt. The pulse sensor kit, also from the Maker Shed, small gauge wire, soldering iron, solder, and a hot glue gun, an old silver chain or cord necklace.
Well, crikey, that was amazing!
It was amazing. And here's another video about a burrito blaster that the kids really enjoy.
Hi, I'm John Park, and today I'm going to show you how to build a burrito blaster. This is an air cannon that can shoot any kind of food, bratwurst, hot dogs, even t-shirts and confetti into the stands at the ballpark. Now, you might be familiar with some of its relatives. This is a combustion-powered spud gun right here, and you can launch potatoes, yams, really any kind of starchy tuber at high speeds. Now, over here, I've got a monster of a t-shirt cannon. Look at that. This thing has 4 chambers of air and can shoot a t-shirt into the top of the bleachers at the ballpark. Our design is a bit simpler. It uses 3 main sections. This is the air reservoir. It gets filled with compressed air. Next section is the solenoid valve and trigger. This is what dumps the air into the final section, the barrel. Now the barrel...
No, I think we gotta get it with the bottom ones.
Absolutely right.
We even bring in real inventors to tell the kids about product development and the invention process, and it also gives the kids a chance to ask about what creativity really is like.
And sometimes that creativity begins with an experiment like a tornado in a bottle.
Here we see a group of kids experimenting with the Little Bits electronic assembly kit.
And if the stapler breaks, well, you get a toolkit and you figure out how to fix it.
This student is showing his Illustrator-based calligraphy project.
This student composed an original piece of music using an iPad app.
And here's those robot builders again, this time making a life-size model of R2-D2.
And it's gonna get messy in there, so we just clean it up.
And if it so happens your project is a little bit dangerous, that might be okay, just as long as you're wearing a helmet.
That's right, just as long as it's got nothing to do with the fluoridation of the water system. What?
Nothing, Phil.
Okay. Hey, well, thanks for watching. We hope we've inspired you to perhaps try your own personal learning and creation time program at your school, no matter what grade you teach, whether it be middle school, high school, or even elementary school. This is our 2nd year of doing it, and we've had a lot of fun. We've seen a lot of interesting projects, and it's great to see the things that the kids come up with.
Yes.
And we are happy to report that neither ourselves nor the kids seem to be harmed by the process. No problems were seriously caused that we could not solve throughout the process, and we had a lot of fun doing it, and so did the kids, I think.
Definitely, it's been a great learning experience for us as well as the kids. They had the opportunity to be creative from beginning to end. And even if they didn't come up with something that resulted in a tangible project at the end, the ideas are there and the spark is there. So maybe sometime in the future, hey, who knows what they'll come up with.
Yeah, we're pretty sure that we'll be reading about some of these kids in the newspaper and magazines and scientific journals in the future. And hopefully when that day comes, we're going to be pretty excited about it.
Definitely.
So thanks again. If you have any other questions or you want to collaborate with us, please look for our contact information at the end of the video coming up. And in the meantime, hey, let's go create something.
Let's go.
All right.
Thanks.